Not everything needs to be shared. A Stoic perspective in today's world, sharing has become second nature. We're constantly encouraged to broadcast our lives, our goals, opinions, daily routines, even our struggles through social media and conversations. But the Stoics, known for their timeless wisdom, would caution against this modern urge. They believed that not everything in life needs to be voiced. In fact, silence, when chosen wisely, is a form of strength. There's a sense of relief in expressing what we feel, what we want, or what we're going through. But that relief is often temporary. The more we share, the more we open ourselves up to the noise of the world, judgment, unsolicited advice, or even negative energy. And often, what we seek through oversharing is not clarity, but validation. The Stoic mindset encourages us to look inward rather than outward. It teaches us to reflect on our thoughts before expressing them. Ask yourself, is what I'm about to share necessary? Will it help me grow? Or am I simply looking for a reaction? When you constantly share your plans or challenges, you invite unnecessary opinions into your life. People may doubt your goals, question your decisions, or even envy your progress. Their comments can easily affect your mindset, adding doubt where there was once certainty. Over time, this erodes your peace and focus. Instead, keep some things for yourself. Your dreams, your struggles, your next steps, they don't need to be public knowledge. Work on them quietly. Let your actions speak when the time is right. This doesn't mean isolating yourself or never seeking support. It simply means being selective about what you reveal, and to whom. The Stoic Epictetus once said, "Keep your philosophy to yourself at first." In other words, don't rush to explain yourself. Embody your values through how you live. The world doesn't need your narration, it needs your presence. Let people feel your growth, not hear about it all the time. There's also power in unpredictability. When people don't know everything about you, they can't interfere, compare, or place you into a box. You become harder to define, and that gives you freedom. Freedom to evolve without pressure. Freedom to fail without the fear of others' opinions, and freedom to succeed without needing applause. In silence, you find focus. In privacy, you find peace. And in restraint, you find strength. So the next time you feel the urge to share everything, pause. Ask yourself whether it serves your higher self. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing at all. Focus on what you can control. A Stoic reminder. One of the most powerful teachings of Stoic philosophy is this: some things are in our control, and others are not. Yet most of our frustration, stress, and disappointment come from forgetting this simple truth. Your thoughts, your choices, your values, these are entirely in your hands. They belong to you. But how people perceive you, what they say about you, or how they react to your life, that's not your domain. And yet, many of us spend more energy trying to shape the outside world than managing our inner one. When we share every detail of our lives, our goals, our plans, are often done with a hidden motive. We want others to see us a certain way. We want to be admired, respected, or even envied. We want control over how we are viewed. But this desire to manage how others think or feel is an illusion. You cannot control perception, you can only control your character. Imagine standing in front of a mirror, trying to change the reflection without changing yourself. That's what it's like when we focus on how others see us instead of working on who we actually are. Stoicism reminds us to turn inward. The mirror will change only when the person in front of it does. Letting go of control over others is not weakness, it's wisdom. It allows you to focus your time and energy on what actually matters: your discipline, your daily habits, your reactions. That's where real power lies. That's where peace begins. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and a master of Stoic thinking, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He ruled an empire, yet still reminded himself that the only true control he had was over his own mind. If that was true for an emperor, it's certainly true for us. So the next time you feel frustrated by others' opinions, or tempted to overshare in order to gain approval, pause. Ask yourself, am I doing this because it's true to who I am? Or am I doing this to be seen a certain way? Release the urge to impress. Let go of the fear of judgment. It is far better to live with quiet strength than loud insecurity. You don't need to prove anything. You only need to remain grounded in your values, guided by your own reason, and committed to what you can actually control. Everything else, praise, criticism, misunderstanding, is just noise. And a Stoic learns to walk through the noise untouched. Speak less, do more. A Stoic approach to real progress in a world full of noise. It's tempting to join the chorus, to talk about our goals, to announce our plans, to tell everyone what we're going to become, but the truth is talking is easy, doing is rare, and in the eyes of the Stoics, true strength lies not in saying, but in silently doing. When you talk about your ambitions before they are real, you get a false sense of achievement. You receive praise for something you haven't even done yet. It feels good for a moment, but it can also reduce your urgency to act. The brain is tricked into thinking the work is already underway, when in reality, it's still only an idea. A Stoic resists that temptation. They know that action is what matters. Words are temporary, but effort, discipline, and consistency, those are lasting. They don't need to explain their goals to the world. They let the results reveal themselves. Consider this. A tree doesn't announce it's growing, it just grows, quietly, slowly, steadily. One day it provides shade, fruit, or beauty, and people take notice. But by then, the work has already been done, rooted deep in silence and time. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher Emperor, wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be one." In the same way, we should waste no time telling the world what we intend to do. We should simply begin. Progress doesn't need an audience, it needs commitment, purpose, repetition. When you speak too much about what you will do, you open the door to pressure, comparison, and expectations. But when you build quietly, you remain free. Free to fail without shame, free to pivot without judgment, free to succeed without explanation. Let your success be your silence until it becomes your statement. This isn't about hiding, it's about focusing. Every minute you spend explaining your vision could be spent working on it. Every post about your next move could be replaced with the next step. A Stoic understands that value is not in promises, but in performance. So, speak less, do more. Be the person who doesn't need to convince others, because your life already shows it. Let your work speak. Let your habits tell the story. Let your growth be so clear that it doesn't require a single word. That's the Stoic way.